So schools have traditionally asked why our school for law school in the personal statement, possibly in the penultimate paragraph where you tell them a little bit about why you care about that school. But more and more schools are asking for a specific essay about why our law school. So I want to give you a kind of an overview of what you should be thinking about, what you should be avoiding, and how to exactly structure and write an absolutely excellent why that school essay. When structuring why that school essay, the number one piece of advice I'm going to give you is be specific. Really do your diligence, and not just cursory, superficial diligence. I mean diligence that really focuses on that school, your connection to that school, and there's a way to structure it to really let that process stand out. When thinking about structuring that why law school essay, I want you to think C.L.A.P, okay? Community, location, academics, and a personal element. Okay, and we'll go through these one by one and give an example for law school. So starting with community. In terms of community for a law school, like here at Harvard, we're thinking about the diversity of the community, the type of student body that they have, the type of journals that they have, the type of identity organizations that they have within the law school, all those things that make that community feel, that vibe, really work for you. And make sure that you do your diligence. Look into that. Look into which programs, which student organizations, which journals really connect with you and why they connect with you, right? And how, especially as I said, specifics, they distinguish themselves, that community distinguishes itself from other law schools out there. So L is for location, right? And this is very important for law school, especially if you plan to practice in the city where the law school is located, right? So example, again, let's say UCLA this time. If you plan to practice in Los Angeles, you're going to be able to make a much stronger case for why you want to be at UCLA, because you eventually want to practice in Los Angeles. You want to build an alumni community in Los Angeles. You want to have ties to the community in Los Angeles, right? You want to find a job there, work for a judge, or what have you. But the idea is that if you plan to practice in the city where the law school is located, it's going to be a big boost for you, and you can do some research there. If you don't plan to practice, still location is important, because you still want to say being in a campus environment, whether it's a big school, small school, it's a city university, or it's on its own in terms of like where it's located. Like again, let's say use Cornell as an example, Cornell Law all the way out in Ithaca versus using Columbia, for example, which is like smack in the middle of the city, or NYU Law. And so, again, location is not just in terms of geographic location, but it's also the size of the campus, where it's located, the type of environment around it, whether there's work opportunities even during the summers, or if you want to do clinics, doing things within the community like an immigration clinic. So location is very, very important to law school, because it's not just being about inside the law school environment in the exact location, but the community that surrounds the law school and your connection to that community. And probably the most fundamentally important part of the structure is academics, right? When thinking about academics, you want to be thinking about the courses, the concentrations of the school, right? You want to be thinking about, again, possibly the journals, if you especially want to take a proactive effort with those journals. You want to be thinking about what areas the school really stands out in, and those professors that really shine, where you can connect what you want to do with that school, and how that school, especially academically, is going to get you to where you want to go. And using, again, an example from schools, my alma mater, UC-Berkeley, if I was really interested in intellectual property rights, which is what the school is really, really known for, you can speak about some of the professors that really led and lead that initiative. You can talk about some of the programs within the school. You can talk about the Berkeley Technology Law Journal. You can talk about those things that really make that school stand out from an academic perspective as compared to other schools which don't stand out as much. So focus on the academics and make sure that you have that connection with your professional goals and why that school is going to be able to help you get there. The last part of the structure for that why that law school essay is the personal aspect. It's that X factor. How do you stand out, and what is your personal connection to that law school? And that could be possibly a family member that went to the law school, or you attended a class at that law school for summer school or something like that, or you visited the campus like we're doing right now. Maybe you spoke with an alumni, spoke with a current student, spoke with a professor, right? Maybe there's a connection between your work and that law school, right? But find what that is and try to really bring that out, surface that point, because that's the one that you want to end with. It's one of the most important parts of that why that law school essay, is really connecting and creating that personal connection. And if you don't have that personal connection, create it. It's not impossible. Audit a class, check out the campus itself, visit it, speak to the alumni, speak to the current students, create that connection to that school that shows you're going above and beyond to make sure that that school knows that they are the school for you. Now, when structuring this essay, you want to start off with a little bit of a synopsis at the top that just says why that law school is important to you and how you're going to structure it in terms of the community, the location, the academics, and the personal element. And then go through them one by one. Though I would recommend structuring it as in terms of academics first, then go into community, then go into location, and then finally finish it with that personal element that really makes you stand out and makes that connection even stronger with that law school. Well, I hope you found this useful and helped get you to your dream law school. If you have any questions for us, please post them below. We'll do our best to get back to you with further resources. And I hope you enjoyed this tour of Harvard Law School. In the meantime, please stay sane, stay safe, and we look forward to working with you in your law school application.